Rain or shine, it's here to make you laugh. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. And now your host, Kyle Ruff.
God, I need a pap smear like yesterday, dude.
Yeah, dude. Get a little rough down there.
Oh my God, it's something gnarly. Cheers.
Cheers, brother. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Steamboat Comedy Podcast, everybody. Holy shit, it's been a little while.
Taz,
it's been like a month and a half.
Yeah, a little hiatus. You know how we do.
We've been known for a hiatus or two.
It's one thing you get with Steamboat Comedy is a good hiatus from podcasting.
Some people are just born with the ability to hiatus.
And we're one of them.
And we're just...
Us together are one of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are legion. We are one. We are hiatus.
Let's say some stuff on the internet that's going to last forever, huh?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
That way when I'm 50, I can look and I've quit comedy and I've actually got a job. I can look back and be like, whew.
You're selling used cars.
What an asshole.
Some guy's like, hey, I Googled you.
Talk to yourself as you're a 50-year-old right now. Say something you want to see.
to like what I would say to myself?
Yeah, say something to yourself in the future.
Man.
You're 50 years old, and you're like, man, I miss the glory days. I'm going to tune back into episode 103 of the Steamboat Comedy Podcast.
I think I remember 103 is the best episode we ever did.
Say something. Say something to
I'm
yourself.
going to say, Kyle, how did you do it?
That's what you want to say to yourself?
Yeah.
How
did you do it? Accomplish all of my dreams.
Yeah. One step at a time, I bet is
there's-
what you're going to say.
I'll tell to myself, I say, I just put on my pants one leg at a time, just like you.
Put on my legs one pants at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Just like our forefathers.
Just walking around with two pairs of pants.
Yep. On one leg. On both legs.
Mm-hmm. Oh, anyways, welcome to Steamboat Comedy Podcast. I'm your host, yet again, Kyle Ruff, joined by Matthew Newland.
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for stopping by.
Hello.
We're going to have some fun.
We're gonna have a great fucking time. Well, we've been out and about. That's why we have not been here giving you the quality program that you want. We apologize.
Yeah, sometimes you got to take a break from saying stuff on the internet.
Yeah, and then go say stuff to people out loud that don't really want to hear it.
Not at all. Is that what you've been doing?
Yeah, dude. I bombed all over the city of Los Angeles for a week. It's great.
That's awesome.
They
though.
don't like me.
Well, it's because they're all liberal cucks,
They're
dude.
a bunch of fucking cucks. Yeah.
Can't handle the hardcore Kyle Ruff, dude.
When I was screaming at them, you libtards, they got all butthurt.
That's how you opened all your set. What's up, libtards?
What's up, you fucking libtards? Can't handle a man like me.
You can't handle good comedy, can you?
Yeah, but I bet you have no dick, don't you, sir? That's what I said.
Yeah. That usually kills.
Usually out here,
Usually murders.
crushes, buddy.
You had fun though, huh?
I had a good time. So yeah, I did a week out there. I did the Comedy Chateau Festival, which was an interesting experience.
Yes.
So I don't want to. I mean, no one from that's going to listen to this, but
No one from anywhere is going to listen to this.
we have our fans, Matthew.
We do, but it's funnier if we say we don't.
That's
Shout out
true.
to Kevin.
Yeah,
He's the only one that's ever said anything to us. Shout out, buddy.
No, it was Kenny.
That's what. And Kevin.
Kenny and Kevin.
Yep.
Great guys. Thanks for listening. Keeping us alive. So yeah, I did this Comedy Chateau Festival, and I don't want to sound ungrateful, but it was not. It was pretty lame.
Well, do you think it was your expectations?
I didn't really know what to expect. I mean, I just did the Vail Festival, and that was a lot less people. Like on it, this was like 200 comics were on this festival.
Chateau.
The Chateau.
Yeah.
And it was like, I know it's a new club. Again, trying to be as gracious as possible.
Yeah.
It's a new club. Maybe word's still getting out, but the first show had an audience of 2.
That's lit.
2, and then all the other comics waiting to go up. So basically, it was like an open mic.
Yeah.
And I used this. I had like a plan for what set I was gonna do. It's just 2 5-minute sets. I did 1 5-minute set, and then the next day another one.
Yeah.
But
That's 2.
this other correct. And I just want to say like not once.
Yeah,
it wasn't
yeah.
like a 10-minute set.
Oh my God.
Not a lot of what people math. So I'd like to break it down
Yeah.
into 5s.
One day you did a 5-minute set.
Yeah.
And then a whole nother moon.
The next day,
Yeah.
it was 21.5 hours later.
Oh, nice. It's a little less than a day.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
No less.
I'm glad we cleared that
So
up.
I guess I did do 2 in a day.
Shit.
fuck.
So 1 10-minute set. How'd it go?
So a comic came up before me and like did well, but it had like all the material was like similar to mine. I was like, shit.
Was he short?
No,
Oh.
he was a Native American dude, and I was gonna do like one of my bits about like Native Americans.
Yeah.
And I was like, can't do that. They didn't know about dogs. And I was like, well, I was going to do my dog bit. I can't do that one. And I was like, shit, it's like 5 minutes, not an option. So I just kind of like, the last second, just like called an audible. And I just did like my better material. And it went well, but I like wasted it on this crowd of nobody.
Yeah.
And then the next day, there was actually some people there, still mostly comics waiting to go up. But there was actually like a dozen people there. And I had to go up. There was names on the book. I had to go first. So I was like,
Sick.
fuck. And so I threw out that said I was going to do the first night, and it went okay.
Yeah.
Not as well as I would have liked, especially to a cold room.
Of course.
And I was like, all right, cool. And then I just got off the stage and was like, well, that's over.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good fest.
But then Stephen AJ, friend of the show, Stephen AJ,
Shout out.
came out, and then I met him, and we got all fucked up.
Nice.
Went all around town. Me and him and his buddy, oh, God, I can picture his face clear as day. He's an actor. I can't remember his fucking name. I think it was Sean. Can't remember his last name though. The three of us went out and just fucking raged all night. And we went to this. So this is a thing that I found out is in LA is an after hours club, right?
Yeah.
And by club, it was some dude's house,
Very sick.
very small
Very cool club.
house, and we get there at like 2 a.m. Might have even been later than that. I had to pay $20 cash to get in.
Holy shit, to a house?
To a house.
$20 to get into a house?
Yeah, and then we get there, and
Should have
it's,
just gone in through the window, dude.
I should have.
Jesus.
I
I get into houses every week and I just
You just go right through the window.
go right through the window. You don't have to pay shit.
That's actually a good point.
Oftentimes you can take money.
Really?
That's what I do.
Man, I really should have robbed this guy.
Oh, you
Well, I mean, he probably would have noticed because there's no one there. There was like 7 people there. A lot of strange guys, a guy with tattoos on his face. Yeah. I mean, that's more than I got.
That's $140. That's a good deal.
That's not bad.
Tattoos on the face.
Tattoos on the face. There was a
Yikes.
DJ, and again, this is a tiny house. House is like as big as this fucking room.
Oh god.
And it's a guy DJ in the corner, and we're all just kind of standing there. There's a guy at a bar just like cracking just like beers that he probably picked up at Walmart for $5. And then there was 2 chicks in like lingerie. They were just like standing in like the corner. There's like little pedestals they would stand on, and they would just like dance weird. It was so weird. Dude.
Hollywood, baby.
Yeah, dude,
That's what they call it, show business, brother.
The one chick had like weird paint on her face too. And I feel like I kept looking at her, just being like, "What is this?
Damn.
Where am I?" And then we ended up, we were all just kind of standing around. We didn't know what to do, and they had like a Nintendo in the corner, and we all just started playing Pac-Man. So we played Pac-Man all fucked up for like 30 minutes, and then left.
Jesus
And I was
Christ.
like,
what
"What
a
is
night,
this,
dude.
It was so weird.
It's a small town boy in the big city.
Yeah, man, I was
playing
just soaking
Pac-Man
up.
at someone's house.
We were playing Pac-Man in some guy's living room with a DJ in the corner.
My God.
Mm-hmm. It only cost $20. What a deal!
That is a sweet deal.
Plus, I think the $10 I spent on 2 Coors Lights.
So the $20 didn't even cover the booze.
Mm-mm.
Oh my God. $20 was just straight an entry fee.
Yep, this was a Thursday night in Hollywood, baby.
Holy shit. That sounds terrible, dude.
It was weird.
That sounds like not fun.
Yeah, I ended up like the whole next day, Friday. I basically didn't do anything because I was so hungover. I just slept until like 6.
Oh,
And then-
God.
But then I hit up friend of the show, MK Paulson.
Friend of the show. We got to get friend of the show shirts.
We do need to get friend of. So we should have that as like a fundraiser. If you want to be a friend of the show, an official friend of the show,
Yeah.
we'll get you a shirt.
And it's easy to be a friend of the show.
Oh yeah, you just got to talk to us.
Yeah.
Just be our friend.
Don't even have to talk to us. Just
Yeah.
say you're a friend of the show.
Yeah, you just pay for a shirt.
We'll just say you're a friend of the show. Yeah, just money for shirts. That's how you can be a friend of the show.
So you can be a friend of the show at steamboatcomedy.com, I guess.
Yeah, we don't have the shirts yet. So
Yeah,
don't-
we'll get there.
give us a year.
Patent pending. But so I hung out with MK. I did a couple shows with him. Met up with Simon Gibson, friend of the show. And then we all went to an open mic. And I just they didn't like me there either. They liked me a little bit.
Yeah.
It was a 3-minute open mic. And I wasn't sure what to do. I was like, I don't really want to do new stuff. That I had a few things. I was like, I don't know if it's ready. I haven't looked at it in a minute. MK even afterwards, he's like, I think everyone could just tell you were doing material.
Yeah.
This open mic, and I was like, oh yeah, it's kind of off-putting.
Snobs.
Yeah. Like, what is he doing? He's just doing material.
Fucking pussy.
Pissy.
Pussy can't even do new jokes.
Yeah. Yeah. Where's your new shit? I work hard. So that was good. That was fun.
Good
Went
for
saw
the
the
ego,
show.
it sounds like.
Oh, great for the ego.
Yeah.
And then another ego blast. So I went to the Comedy Store, the world famous Comedy Store.
What's that?
It's the biggest club in the world.
Oh, I think I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So first I did 2 spots there. One, they have this thing called the Potluck, which is just an open mic that every comic in LA that's like up and coming tries to get in. But because of our friend of the show, Bruce Gray,
Friend of the show.
Bruce was like, dude, if you sign up, I'll pull some strings. I'll just make sure you get on because it's like a raffle. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay. So I got on. I went I was supposed to be 5th, but 2 people didn't show up, so I went 3rd. And first the guy calls me up, and I go to get on stage, and I go to the wrong side. And there wasn't an entrance on this one, so I had to run out and around and go back to the other side.
Holy
I think
hell.
the host was already pissed at me for that.
Yeah.
And so then I get on there, and
Oh, God.
I just do a couple bits, but I was going to close with the one. I didn't want to do my better stuff because I want these snakes there to take it.
Yeah.
The back of the room. I was like, these fuckers will just take my jokes. They'll never see me again.
Yeah.
And so I just did a couple quick jokes. I tried to make a comment on the weather because it was stormy there the whole time. And I tried to do a thing I grew up in the Midwest. This
Yeah.
is my life. You spoiled fucks. They didn't like that. Nothing.
Nice.
I was like, all right. Riffing didn't go well. Off to a hot start. Did a couple quick jokes, and then there was a light in the corner, and it went on when you have a minute. And I looked up, and I didn't see it. And I was like, okay. So I did my dance floor bit, because that usually takes almost exactly a minute. So I did that. That got a few laughs. But then I wrap it up, and I try to wrap it up quick, but then the host comes back on. He was like, yeah, fucking great. Do a shitty act out when you're already running the light. This and that, fuck you.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and I just ran away as this host is just talking shit to me the whole time I'm going to the back of the
nice.
room.
That feels good.
Yeah, he said I looked like I was right wing, and then called me Cuck Dynasty.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
That's a good burn.
Yeah, I was like, all right,
Yeah.
fair enough.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. Thanks
So,
for coming out.
Yeah, I was like, cool, good experience here, eating shit.
Jesus.
And then the fun part is after that, I just went downstairs and just went to the main stage
yeah.
because a friend of the show, Eddie Ift, was down there, and he was like, hey, I'm doing a show. I'll put you on if you show up. So I go from eating shit at this little open mic to backstage at the main room
Yeah.
in the Comedy Store, hanging out with Eddie and these other comics that were there. And then Whitney Cummings comes in and is
Yeah.
hanging out and shit. She told me I have confident, fit white guy energy.
Confident, fit white
Yeah.
guy energy. That's a good.
That's
a hell of a good compliment.
Yeah, I was talking to
Confident, fit white guy energy.
what's her name? Kareen from the Guys We Fucked podcast.
Yeah.
You ever heard of that one?
Yeah.
It's a pretty big podcast. But I was talking to her, and then Whitney Cummings sits down, and I was like, hi. And she's like, have we met before? And I was like, definitely not.
Yeah.
I was like, I am not famous. You don't know me.
Yeah. Not at all. Not even close.
Not even fucking
Maybe in your dreams.
close.
Tits.
Yeah. Hey. And then she goes, oh, you have confident, fit white guy energy, so I assumed I know you.
She thinks you're fit.
She thinks I'm fit.
What an
That's
idiot.
what I'm taking away from it. is
Yeah.
Whitney Cummings thinks I'm sexy and fit.
I don't know. Yeah, if it was a dig, you can take it positive.
I think it's
Very positive compliment.
she
from Whitney
in her
Cummings.
eyes she was undressing
Confident
me.
white guy energy.
Energy, and she licked her lips a little bit.
Of
you know what I mean?
course, of
course she
course, they're talking about energy
Yes.
in LA, dude. God.
She's like, your vibes
Yeah,
and
is
your
that all they
energy.
talked about was energy?
So that was cool. And then we were hanging out, and we're all going back there. People are starting to go up, and this guy Mo Mandel, friend of the show, shout out. He was on earlier, and he goes up to Eddie, and he's like, "Hey, what's the lineup?" And Eddie's like, "Okay, so it's you, and then Whitney, and then me, and then Ian Bagg, and then Kyle." And Mo just looked at him and was like, "You're gonna make Kyle go up after Ian Bagg?" and he just looked at me and looked at him, looked back, and he's like, "Dude, good luck."
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, "Huh?"
Didn't know what you were about
And
to
he-
walk
no,
into.
and Eddie was kind of like, "Oh yeah, Ian's one of the best comedians in America right now." And I was like, "I don't even know who Ian Bagg is." Turns out they were right.
Yeah.
Ian Bagg fucking crushed with a capital C. He fucking crushed that room. Just smashed it to pieces. Just like crowd work and like doing silly voices and mocking people. I mean,
God.
pure and total annihilation. And then they're like, all right, Kyle, it's your turn. Which, like, we've seen, like, the Comedy Store documentary where, like, Mitzi Share would talk about, like, oh, you think you're good? Now you have to go follow Robin Williams. Or you have to
Yeah.
go follow fucking whoever. And so I was in that spot. It's like, oh, you
God.
think you're good? Go follow Ian Bagg. And I went out there and I ate dicks, dude. I ate big sweaty dicks.
Oh fuck, that's brutal.
I mean, I tried to like, and it was one of
Tried
those
your
things.
best.
I tried my best. I mean, like I did. So, like it was funny. Like one of the things, like last second, people were like giving me like advice and stuff. Like, because I was sitting in the hallway, like just listening to Ian just absolutely murder everyone. I'm kind of pacing back and forth, and Eddie comes up and he's like, "Hey, man, don't try to match his energy. You're not gonna do it."
Of course, he's talking about energy.
Yeah, yeah, right. He's like, "Don't match his vibes."
I was like, I don't even know what that means.
I don't even know. From the
I live in
mountains, sir.
Colorado. I don't even know what that means.
Basically, I was just like, okay. And he was like, "Yeah, just be yourself, man.
Just be yourself. It's
Just be
full
yourself.
moon. It's good energy.
Yeah, right.
Wait, what?
Your chakras look like they're in line.
Yeah.
You know, good energy."
Don't try to match his energy.
Yeah, basically, it was like, don't think that you're gonna do as good as him because you're not. And I was
Yeah.
like, all right. So that was like cool. And he was like, yeah. I was like, how much time should he? He's like, I don't know. I was like 5 or 10. I was like, okay. And then like a couple minutes goes by and he comes back and he's like, all right, just tight 5. Just do a tight 5. And I was like, wait, 5? Because I was thinking like 7
5 or
in my head.
10,
And he was
yeah.
like, well, I mean, whatever. And I was like, okay. and then Ian brings me out, and it's some of the people have left, but there was still like 150 people there
Yeah.
at least. And fucking I can't remember what I started with. I think I kept trying to make jokes. I was trying to riff on the obvious situation, which is like, you're probably asking yourself, who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah, yeah.
And the answer is, that's a good question.
Supposed to be famous people here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think I went too far because like I did that and I got a couple like laughs, and then I made a comment. I said something like, you know how you get on this stage? You give Eddie F a lift ticket. That's how you get here. And it was like met with nothing. And I was like, shit, I shit on myself too far where now everyone is thinking like, who are you and you shouldn't be here.
I shouldn't laugh at this guy.
Yeah.
He just talked himself out of my laughter.
Yeah,
Like,
right?
Fuck.
I was like, you're on board. And I was like, you shouldn't be on board.
You should. I am
You
not
shouldn't.
famous. You guys
Yeah.
should hate me. And they're like,
Yes.
okay, fine, we
Yeah.
will.
Yeah, and I was trying to make bits about like, I'm the headliner and all these guys open for me and they're so lucky to open for
Yeah,
me because I'm
funny.
the headliner.
In theory, that's funny.
In theory, that's funny,
yeah.
but in practice,
In
it was
reality,
it was only slightly funny.
it's
So
funny
I
to
got a
me.
few chuckles. I just did like my Steamboat bits, and then I did. I ended it with my Trump bits, and they did not like that.
I
dude.
bet not. I bet as soon as you mentioned Trump, they're like, he's got bad energy.
Yeah, right. Like, ooh, Republican energy.
yeah.
Yeah, and apparently I look like Cuck Dynasty, so
yeah.
maybe
Well,
they
you do.
they might have just been like, "Oh my God, I think he's actually a Republican.
Yeah.
Let's get out of it, honey.
I
Grab the
thought
kids."
we got all of them out of here.
Yes, we haven't killed all
Thought
of them
they
yet.
all moved to Texas. What the hell?
Yeah. Go back to Texas is what they yelled up. So then, like I just was like, okay, well, that's it.
yeah.
Because there was no host. It was like where you pass it to the next person. So it was just like up to me to wrap up the show. And I was like, well, thanks everyone for coming out. Give yourselves a round of applause. And I just fucking left.
I gotta go.
But even Eddie was like, dude, you handled that great.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I'll take it. And he even texted me the next day and was like, dude, you just did the hardest spot at the biggest club in the world.
Yeah.
And you handled it great. You should be proud of yourself. And I was like, all right, thanks, man.
Thanks. I needed that.
Thanks, dude. It's like, I really did actually need
Then you
that.
took the noose off
I
your
took
neck.
the gun out of my mouth.
You're like, oh, okay, I can keep going.
You know what? I'll give it another shot.
That's fucking wild, bro.
It was
Proud of-
pretty fucking wild.
That's huge. Proud of you.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. And then it was better because I went to Minnesota and I did those jokes again and they actually worked. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
good.
A little more Republican over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
A little more your crowd.
Yeah, my crowd, yeah. Or my right wing
Oh,
crowd.
damn, bro.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that was interesting.
That's wild, dude. Yeah, you've been gone forever. Feels like you've been gone forever.
Forever. Yeah, I was gone for like 7
Since
days.
You've been home.
And then,
Fort Minor, anyway.
Oh, yeah. I guess. It took me. I was like, what?
Feels like it's been forever since you've been home.
Does she say? I thought he says gone.
Please come back home. Yeah, it does say gone.
Oh. You're just switching it up for dramatic effect.
Yeah, you know what I mean, dude. I'm a wordsmith.
It's just something. I'm something of a wordsmith.
So, you know, it's a little something I have practicing. It's no big deal.
Yeah. And then Minnesota, there was a contest. I didn't win, but
Yeah.
they seemed to
Comedy
like me.
contest.
First time doing a
Dude,
comedy contest, I was a little nervous, and then like after you do it, you're like,
there's
oh,
a
this is all kind of bullshit.
Yeah, it's the dumbest thing in the fucking world.
Yeah.
Comedy should not be a competition.
Right. It's so subjective, dude.
It's fucking
'Cause, like,
insane.
Again, not to talk any shit, but the one guy who made it past me in my like group, I was like, oh, well, I'm better than him.
Yeah.
And I got more laughs than he did.
Yep.
And I thought that
doesn't
was the
matter.
goal.
It's not.
No,
It's not.
it's not the goal.
No one knows what the goal is.
No one knows. It's
But
whatever
it's
the
not
judges
laughter.
are, and you can't ask them
Yeah.
because they won't tell you.
Yeah. That's like the first. I did the Boise's Funniest Person. It was like the first thing I did.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, comedy competitions are absolute bullshit.
Right.
It's a good way to get people to come out and see the shows, but what are we're competing?
Right.
Like, we got to wear sweatbands and shit? Like, ooh, let's compete.
Right. And it's like, what do you... It's not like who can throw something the farthest because you can measure that,
Yeah.
you know? Like, even like figure skating with the judges and shit, there's some point systems for like if you do a trick.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you just did a quintuple Axel McTwist. That's worth 300 points or
They don't
something
have
like
that for
They don't have
jokes.
that. They're not like, oh, a cock joke, 10 points.
Oh, that setup is worth 4 points.
Yes.
A good tagline, too. That's an extra point.
Ooh.
Like, what the fuck?
A little crowd work, +3.
Yeah, +3. Look at this. No, there's none of that.
And none of that.
It's just some people be like, no, you know, send the other guy through.
Yeah. Like, I like him better.
I like that other guy.
He has better vibes.
He has better energy.
The energy, he was just bursting with energy.
Yeah. A competition based on energy.
That I could do. 'Cause
Yeah.
you can measure energy. You know what I mean?
Through calculus or math
Through-
or what?
Yeah. Through physics.
Calculus and math and geometry.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
pretty wild.
It's true.
Yeah, comedy competitions are lame, though.
Yeah, it sucked.
It's the stupidest shit.
Yeah. I mean, they cut it down from 50 to 10 in the first round, and I did not make that 10.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. But even in like the finals, like the last 5 people, I was kind of like, I think I could do better than these guys are doing right now.
Yeah.
Some of them,
Definitely.
you know. I mean, the guy who won definitely fucking killed the last night,
Nice.
you know. And everyone was super nice. And that's the other thing. I was like, everyone's
That's all
so
that's
nice.
important.
Right? Good vibes.
In Minnesota.
The energy was great.
Oh, hey, how are you?
Oh, hey. Oh, how are you?
We're in Minnesota telling jokes. Everything's okay.
Everything's okay.
Yeah, isn't it?
I wrote a joke about Minnesota, and it went well. And I was like, sick, bonus points. That's got to be at least a +7,
Yeah.
you know?
I can write on the fly.
Nothing. No one else had a Minnesota joke. Even the guys from Minnesota didn't have Minnesota jokes.
Tourists.
Fuckers, dude.
Fucking tourists of life, dude. Fucking assholes.
Just living rent-free. These cocksuckers. But yeah, it was fun. Met some cool people from all over the place. Met some homies from Ohio. Some Ohioans.
They came out and saw you?
Yeah. Oh,
Nice.
there was also in the first group, there's this older black lady. Can't remember her fucking name for the life of me. Friend of the show, but
Oprah Winfrey.
she's from Ann Arbor, and she was at like the Ann Arbor Club when I first tried comedy.
Oh, nice. Did she remember you?
She didn't remember me, but I was like, I know you,
Yeah.
and I was like, do you have a bit about like banging college guys in their bunk bed because even though you're old? And she was like, yeah, and I was like, I fucking know who you are.
Yeah.
It was pretty wild.
But you made her day, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just a sweetheart of a man. What can I say?
Yeah, you got good white guy energy.
I got fit,
Fit white guy,
fit,
good.
sexy white guy energy.
Fit, handsome, sexy,
Mhm, tall energy.
big penis white guy energy.
Yeah, that's exactly what Whitney Cummings said to my face.
And she's famous.
And she knows
She
talent.
doesn't just say shit.
She doesn't just say that to everybody.
No.
No.
Not to every guy.
Mm-hmm.
Not black guys.
I mean, I didn't see her meet anyone else though, but I doubt that she would. She wouldn't say to. Yeah.
Well, text her. Find out.
You know,
Let's get her on the show.
I don't have my phone.
Yeah.
She
you
definitely
can-
gave me her number and her address and was like, "Let's hang out and I could be on her show." But
It's not really the right time for you.
it's
is
not.
It?
No, I gotta
No.
let it like simmer
Got a
down.
lot going on.
Mhm. She
Yeah.
did announce that she was pregnant on that show.
Nice.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
That's how
Whitney
quickly I
Cummings-
got it done.
Whitney Cummings is pregnant.
Whitney Cummings is pregnant. Actually, she put it on Instagram the next day, so everyone knows.
Of course she stole our thunder, dude.
I know.
This was the
I
one
told her,
thing
I was
we
like,
had.
this is going to be a Steamboat Comedy Podcast exclusive.
Okay.
She was like, yes.
Yeah, we're gonna break the news on our podcast, and
Yeah.
she was all for it. And then
She was going to Zoom. She was going to Zoom in, but then something else came up.
and her publicist probably wanted her to do something.
Mhm.
Classic Hollywood.
Classic Hollywood, dude.
Can't
That's
give Steamboat Comedy an inch or a mile, dude.
nope, nothing in between.
We can't even break the news that Whitney Cummings is president.
She is the president of Hollywood.
President of the United States, and she's pregnant
Mm-hmm.
with Joe Biden's bastard child. You heard it here first on Steamboat Comedy,
Heard it here first.
on the podcast that brings you all the worldly news.
Yes.
What about that Titanic ship?
Oh yeah. All this kind of happened while I was gone. I kept just seeing memes, and I was like, "What is this?"
Yeah, they went down there in a fucking spray paint bottle and it exploded.
A spray paint bottle that's controlled apparently by like a video game
PS2,
controller.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like a PS1 controller.
Like a Game Boy Color.
It doesn't
or
even have the
something.
dual shock. You know what I mean?
Like a Sega Genesis
Yeah, dude.
controller.
He's like, "Oh, don't step on the cord," and it like yanks
yeah,
out.
The cord got yanked out and then it exploded.
That's what it was. God, it's all about cord maintenance, man.
My
That's
God.
number one. Yeah.
They wanted to go see the Titanic, which is your first mistake.
Yeah, because that's where people go to die.
Yeah, I don't want to sound insensitive, but who the fuck wants to go see the Titanic?
It's just an old boat.
It's an old sunken boat.
So it's just covered in barnacles and
Ice and barnacles.
and
Well, maybe some fish down there.
I mean, you could.
5,000 feet down.
Was it really that far down?
So far down. Yeah.
That's like 6 miles.
Yeah, it's a long way. I'm no mathematician.
Yeah,
So
seven.
At least 6 miles.
17. I think I forgot to carry the.
4.
Yeah.
17 miles.
That's like 17 miles.
and it got
down.
And a goddamn fruit roll-up wrapper.
Fucking, yeah. And like a aluminum can.
There's a bunch of billionaires getting into this
Mhm.
fucking piece of tin.
Yeah. Not good.
It's a good thing it exploded.
No,
I know,
it imploded.
I know that sounds bad. Imploded, exploded. Same general idea.
We're just splitting dead guy hairs at this point.
But when it first came out, they're like, oh, they just could be down there lost, which would be like a nightmare for 3 days.
oh my god.
Just pitch black in this fucking soup can.
Oh my god. I
would-
mean, imagine how many days in do you start blowing each other though? You know, because it was all dudes, right?
all dudes. I don't know. That's a good question.
I mean, at a certain point, probably one of them was like, you know what, we're going out soon. Like, who wants to go first?
You want to go out doing blowing guys though?
Yeah. You want to die with full balls?
Yeah. Or do you want to die with your boots on and a cock in your mouth? Right.
You want to die with a snorkel and my dick in your ass?
Yeah. All right. Like a man.
Like a man.
Yeah. I think that would be the worst way to go. It imploded, so it's not that bad. But if it didn't and they just suffocated for like 3 days, I would rather burn alive.
I know.
Burn alive is like only 2 minutes.
Yeah, but it's 2 pretty rough minutes.
It's a
buddy.
rough 2
It's a
minutes.
rough 2
But
minutes.
it's better than 72 hours of just pitch black.
Like when I gassed my dog to death.
Yeah.
She was like,
Yeah, you basically Titanic your dog.
I Titanic subbed my dog in a green minivan. That's exactly what happened.
God, dude. Who gives a baker's fuck about the Titanic?
Rich people with nothing to do.
Is it just because the boat was so big? Is that the thing?
It's big. It's just famous. It's big and famous.
Yeah, it's from the movie. Leonardo DiCaprio killed those people.
That's true.
Yep.
He acted so good,
And those people died.
but those people died.
Yeah, if it was any other actor. Randy Quaid?
If that was Randy Quaid, there'd be 5 people going home to their families right now.
Dude.
If it was Randy fucking Quaid,
Randy Quaid and...
you'd be like, I'm king of the world. And you'd be like, I'm not buying it, Randy Quaid. I
No.
don't think you are.
no one gives a shit.
No.
I don't care about that old ship.
Fuck him, dude.
How many
Fuck.
sunken ships there are in the oceans?
Like, at least, like, a dozen.
At least.
At least a dozen.
Bunch of, like, fucking stock ships.
Yeah, and like 16
Cargo
of those are
ships.
in Pearl Harbor.
Ooh. I thought it was
16
only
of the dozen are Pearl Harbor.
That math adds up.
Yeah.
I thought it was only 7 ships. How many
What's a
ships
dozen?
got?
I don't know. How many ships got shut down in Pearl Harbor? Is
I
that
thought it was
what
like 7 or 33 or something. I can't remember exactly.
It's either 7 or 33.
We got to rewatch that documentary Pearl Harbor with Ben Affleck.
With Ben Affleck. Yes. And Cuba Gooding Jr. Great doc. I actually have never seen that movie.
I've seen bits and pieces.
The only reason I know that Ben Affleck and Cuba Gooding Jr. are in it is because of the song in Team America.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You know every word to that song.
I do know every word. That's,
Every
I know how
goddamn
to play
word.
it on guitar, actually.
Yeah, it's a killer song.
It's a fucking banger.
I just can't wrap my. I would never want to go see the Titanic.
Well, you know what the fun part is? Is that they're finding out that those people died and they knew they were dead for like a week. And
Yeah.
they still told everyone, like, we're looking for them.
Yeah, let's let
They
the
gotta
news
be
cycle
down there
go.
somewhere. Yeah.
Let's let this run a couple days.
Yeah. I read something that, like, some guy is, I mean, there's always that guy on the internet who's like, well, the media was distracting you with the submarine. This is what was
Yeah.
really happening.
Aliens were fornicating with your daughter.
Yeah.
It's like,
Joe
wait, what?
Biden was making peace with the Chinese and the aliens.
You're
at
like,
the
oh,
same time.
damn, how did we miss that?
Yeah. I'm like,
Goddamn
oh, the
Titanic.
damn submarine got me again.
Sons of bitches.
Yeah.
Yeah, they knew it exploded like on that Sunday, and they were like, yeah, it's Thursday. It could still be out there.
Yeah, just everybody thoughts and prayers.
That was a good news cycle, though. I did enjoy that one.
Hmm.
I did.
I just enjoyed the memes. The memes are fantastic.
Yeah, that's all a news cycle is anymore.
Yeah. That's
Like-
all my news cycle
That's
is.
it. It's just something happens, and then people on the internet talk about it for a week,
Mhm.
and then that's it.
And you mock it.
You mock it, you make fun of it. I mean, God rest their souls. It's a horrible way to go. But again, I would never go fucking see a
Yeah.
ship at the bottom of the ocean. That's insanity. That's a crazy thing to do.
I feel bad for him, but like a really good way to not die in a submarine is to not get in a little fucking submarine and
Little
do
tiny
that.
submarine. Not even a military grade submarine. I'd go in
No.
a military grade submarine probably.
I mean, I guess
Yeah, well,
if I had to pick between the two,
Yeah.
I'd probably just stay on land because that's where humans belong.
You can't even stand up in that submarine they were in.
Really?
Well, maybe you could have, but most people could stand up.
So you're saying it was a,
It was a
huge,
small,
normal
it
sized
was a small
submarine?
submarine.
Sounds pretty normal to me.
I'd rather be lost in space because at least you get to like see stars and shit. When you're in a submarine, it's pitch black.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing down there.
No, there's like that one window up front, and if you don't have the flashlight on, you don't see shit.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Like you go see the Titanic, and it's just pitch black, and they just shine a light on the boat.
Yeah. So you can only see a radius of like 6 feet
Yeah,
on this 2,000-foot long boat or whatever it is. How many miles is like a mile long boat?
huge boat.
Huge boat.
They're like, this is where they fucking the quarters were. You're like, oh, isn't that interesting?
Ooh.
I would probably kill myself if I went down to look at that. Didn't matter if the submarine imploded or not. I'd be dead if I went down there.
Do you think they all just like looked at each other and were like, I can't believe we just decided to do this. Like what are we doing with our lives? And then they just turned off the power and just drifted away.
That'd be a more poetic way to go.
Very poetic.
I think the real one is like, this is gonna be great.
What's that? And they just
Yeah, it just crushes them to death. Oh man.
Yeah.
No, long story short though, don't go see the Titanic.
Don't just I mean you can go see it in the comfort of your living room on the internet
Yeah.
or streaming on Netflix.
Hella
perhaps.
pictures of it on the internet.
Yeah.
You Google Titanic and you get a lot of good pictures.
You can probably see it better on the internet than you can in real life 17 miles below the surface.
James Cameron went there 30 times.
30?
30.
Why didn't he drive them down?
I don't know.
Why didn't they use his sub? It's worked 30 times. What's 31?
No idea, dude. It's just one of those freak things.
Hmm.
I think it was up. I think something else was up.
Foul play.
Yeah, I think there's.
I've
foul
heard
play.
those. That like the rich guy, they're like, he has connections
He's
to
the
Hillary
CEO.
Clinton.
Yeah, let's implode him.
Yes. Release the implosion charges.
This will
and
be
they
the most opportune time to implode him.
yeah. Rather than just like shoot him.
Yeah.
Seems like it'd be really hard to pull off.
Nowadays, everyone's goddamn camera phones.
Yeah, right? You can't just kill people like you used to.
No, you can't bring a camera phone into a submarine.
Oh God, no.
Not that deep. You
No.
don't get a good reception down
was
there.
probably terrible.
I mean, Verizon sucks, so you know it's not going to go down. AT&T, you might. I don't know. I haven't checked it out.
I haven't checked their map, their coverage map.
The other thing was like, there's just no GPS on these submarines.
What?
You know what I mean? Like we're looking for it. It's like, how do you not know where it is?
Right. Yeah, it's like it's gotta have some kind of a way to know where it is.
It's like, no, it's so deep that there's no connection or something.
It's so deep, put her ass to sleep. You know what I mean?
That's a good. Was that Tupac Shakur?
No, that is Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Okay, the song ironically was "Today is a Good Day." Not for those guys.
No, that
Not
was
a good
bad
day to be submarine diving.
I bet they don't even have music in those submarines either.
I would hope. I mean, all you gotta do is just download it on Spotify and then pull out your phone. I mean, you're gonna fill up that tiny submarine so quick.
Would you rather be in a spacesuit just floating around outer space knowing you're going to die, or in a submarine?
How far from Earth am I?
Pretty far. You can see it, though.
I can see it, though?
Yeah.
Probably peak space.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a sweaty submarine, dude.
Like
Plus-
sitting down.
Yeah. Plus, like, at any point in time, if I'm like, all right, I've had enough, I just take off the helmet and it's gone.
Yep.
It takes like a second.
You can't even open the submarine door when you're in there.
Oh, God, no.
That sucks.
Kind of pressure? No way.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Life's a funny thing.
Yeah. Oh, they asked me, too. We were doing, like, a little, like, there's a guy interviewing people at the thing in Minnesota. The guy's like, what are you going to do if you win $10,000? And I was like, well, I want to start a tourism company specializing in submarine trips to the Titanic. You didn't think it was as funny as I thought
That's
it
funny.
was.
You
I
did?
thought it was funny.
That's
No.
good. That's very topical.
There's a little too on the nose, maybe.
They were still missing.
They were
like,
still
at that
missing.
Point.
Well, they weren't. They were dead, but everyone thought they
Everyone
were still
thought
missing.
the news cycle wanted you to think they were still missing. Goddamn
Mhm.
Hollywood.
Goddamn fucking
Their
Hollywood.
vibes.
Terrible
Their
vibes.
Stupid energy. I think the submarine probably just had bad energy.
I mean, at least had awful vibes.
At the very least.
Yeah.
At the very bare minimum. There's nothing else to say about it, though.
Here's the thing. This might be the stupidest question, but if you're a submarine and you're lost, right? I feel like you always have one option. Let's just go straight up.
Up.
Just go up.
Yeah.
It's not like you take a wrong turn and you're like, oh, how do we get out of here? You just go up.
But I think it's pitch black, and if you're like, oh, are we upside down, or what are we doing?
You just release a fart out the side.
See where the bubbles
See where the bubbles go.
And then you go follow the fart.
Follow the fart.
Follow the fart home.
I'm just saying.
Follow your farts.
Follow your farts.
And you will never be lost. Follow your farts at any cost.
Ooh.
And when you don't have a thought. All right. Should we wrap this up?
Yeah. All right. Glad to be back. Thanks for joining us again. We got what's coming up next? Oh, we got Movita. Friend of the show, Movita's coming
Friend of
back
the show.
soon. She's the best.
It's going to be a fucking great time.
It's gonna be a great time. Also, Ethan Everett is
Yep.
coming up too. He's a stud. Beautiful ginger man. So yeah, gonna be a great weekend.
Hell yeah.
And then after that, we're going to Craig, Colorado. Craig, America.
Finally made it big.
Finally making it big. That's going to be fun. Meeting up with a friend of the show, Shelton Holmes, and the Joke Johnson crew.
Friend of the shows.
Yeah. And yeah, other than that, we're just going to be kicking ass.
Yeah, we'll be tuning back in.
Yeah.
Tuning in, tuning out.
And dropping out.
Tune me in, tune me out, disco lady.
I thought you were going with Before You Go.
Tune me in
Before you go.
Don't
Na,
leave
na,
me
na, na, na,
alone.
yo, yo.
So
Let
tune
me
me out
Before you go. I'm just
Rain or shine, it's here to make you laugh. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast.